guys, good evening, happy Sunday. So the weekend, there's still a few more hours left for the weekend. Hope you guys have had a great time, and hope that you will continue to have a few more great hours before you need to sleep off and prepare to start the next week. So today the topic that I will be speaking about is on meditation. I think all of you would have heard about meditation. Some of you may have tried meditation, and I don't know, how do any of you have any comments on how you feel about meditations? So anyway, I would like to share, I find meditation to be a very important exercise. It's something that I do every day. I do miss sometimes, but most of the time I do meditation. And when I first started doing meditation, it was something that I heard that it's a cool thing, and I always wanted to try it because it seemed like people are always talking about the benefits, but it used to be very difficult for me to do meditation. However, now as I continue to do meditation, it has become something that I do skip it every now and then, but I realize that my day is not the same on the days that I don't do meditation. So it's something that I have to do nowadays. So I've actually set it into my morning routine, and the only reason I skip it is if for some reason I overslept and I've got something urgent to do. Otherwise, I will sit in meditation for at least 5 minutes. If possible, I like to do it longer, but the least I would do is about 5 minutes on any single day. And even that 5 minutes makes so much of difference in how the day will unfold for me. Hi Darshana. So let me just start by sharing why meditation is something that, what is meditation about? So meditation is, some people actually call meditation mindfulness. It is spoken about a lot in spirituality, but let's not look at the spiritual part of it. Let's just look at all the other benefits that meditation brings, or mindfulness brings. I could never understand the term mindfulness because, theoretically, meditation is about emptying our mind or stopping our mind, not so much about filling up our mind. So this term mindfulness is kind of a very ironic term, but yeah, it's an acceptable term. It's an accepted term. So what does mindfulness or meditation mean? It means for us not to be tied up in our mind. Our mind is constantly on the move. Our mind is always thinking about something, always trying to get us to be in the motion of things. And the other interesting thing about the mind is that it's very hard to get the mind to stick to one topic. Some of us, we call it the monkey mind. It likes to jump from one topic to another topic. It's kind of organic. That's how we all operate. So when we do meditation, it's about stilling ourselves. And one of the best ways to do this is coming out of the mind. And how does the mind operate? See, it's good to understand how the mind operates. The mind is never in the present moment. If you all can take a little bit of time and just think about the mind, our mind is never in the present moment. Our mind is either thinking about something that happened in the past. It's already happened and we are thinking about it, maybe worrying about it, or feeling sad about it, feeling regrets, or sometimes happiness. Or we are thinking about the future, and we are usually anxious about what's going to happen now. When will this COVID die? When will my business get back to normal? And things like that. We seldom think about what's exactly happening in the now. So what all these practices actually talk about is to bring ourselves to the present moment. And one of the best ways to bring ourselves to the present moment is to tie ourselves to the senses. Now, the senses operate completely opposite from the mind. The mind is always in the future or in the past. But our senses, if you think about it, they are always in the present moment. Yeah, our senses are always telling us what is happening right now, where we are. So we've got our five senses, which is our sense of seeing. So if I see something right now, it hits my senses. And the same goes for my sense of hearing, my sense of touch, my sense of taste. So all these senses, and my sense of smell, all of these senses work on the present moment. Now if you think back about spiritual practices for a moment, right, you can see that the spiritual practices, when we are doing it, they're always trying to engage our senses. So that's why we may be chanting things, it's the sound, or hearing hymns or songs or mantras, and they always light up lights, or they have got some focal point for us to focus on. They will have smells, emitting, maybe from flowers, maybe from incense sticks, maybe from essential oils. And sometimes we have got senses, like we are supposed to sit somewhere, we have to touch the beads. So you can see the spiritual practices tend to ask us to engage with our senses, because engaging with our senses actually puts our mind to rest. So this is one of the easiest ways to go into a contemplative or a mindfulness kind of exercise, to start anchoring ourselves to our senses. So one of the ways that I like to practice is I will just choose any particular sense. For example, I can choose the sense of sound, and I can just play a mantra on the background. And we all have got things that we like, something that is soothing, or just a music, one of those relaxing music, maybe a sound of water or birds chirping, and just close our eyes and just focus on that sound. The moment we are anchoring ourselves to the present moment, the mind ceases to operate. Of course, the mind will keep coming back, but what we need to do now, this is the second trick of meditation, and this is the real power of meditation, if you ask me, is that we just observe the thought and we let it go. Now, why I say this is very powerful is because usually when a thought comes to us, right, what do? We will usually have one of these two reactions. We will either become emotional about the thought, or we will take action. When a thought comes, if I think about a relationship that went bad, then my heart will sink and I'll start feeling sad. Or if let's say a thought comes in that I'm hungry, I will quickly go to the fridge to try to get something out. That is how we usually operate. When a thought comes in, we will either become emotional or we will take an action. But now meditation shows us that there's a third thing that we can do, a third choice, which is to do nothing. Just observe the thought and let it go. And another thought will come. Now, like, thoughts don't cease to come so easily. It will keep coming. And all we have to do is just observe the thought and just be very relaxed about it. And it will, as long as we don't engage in it, the thought will disappear. And then we can just go back to the music that we are listening, or the smell of essential oil or incense stick, whatever that we are engaging our senses in. And the thought will dissipate after some time. And this is very powerful, because if we go back to our work, for example, when someone says something to us, we don't have to become emotional about it. We don't have to quickly go and take an action about it. Now, meditation has given us a third option, which can become a part of our practice. When something like that happens in the office, we now can take some moment, just let it go for a while, and then choose a response at a more suitable time. Now, this is the power. If we continue to do meditation, we are going to start rewiring ourselves. Instead of being like the dogs in the Pavlov's experiment, where every time they hear the bell, they will salivate. We don't have to immediately react or become emotional every time we hear or something happens to us. We can take a moment, allow it to pass, and take the next action. And doing meditation regularly will rewire us to become this, to behave in this manner. So this is one of the biggest power of meditation. and this will help us in making better decisions. This will help us to feel better about everything in our lives, and this will also have an amazing effect on our health, because one of the reasons why we have health issues is because we go into this fight or flight mode. Yeah, when a thought comes in, we feel like we are being attacked. Yeah, for our biology, it doesn't know a difference between getting stuck in a traffic jam or a tiger attacking us. For the biology, a stress is a survival thing. So the moment that we get stuck in a traffic jam, for our biology, it's the same as being attacked by a tiger. Our heart will race up, adrenaline will start pumping, the whole thing will happen. Now, if meditation is a usual part of our life, we will know that we don't have to follow that thought. We will just let it go. And that emotional thing won't happen to us. Now, imagine how powerful this would be for our health. Because a lot of health issues in the modern times is actually caused by stress. So the fact that we don't react immediately to it will reduce the stress. It'll be so good for our cardiovascular health, our blood pressure. We won't have all those stress hormones cruising through our body at any one time. So there is a lot of benefits if we can use mindfulness and meditation, and we can adapt it into our daily lifestyle. Even 5 minutes a day. On most days, I only meditate 5 minutes a day. This is also a journey for me. I'm trying to increase it. And, my target is actually 20 minutes a day. I set time for 20 minutes a day. And I do 20 minutes many times. But my minimum is 5. So even that 5 minutes makes so much of a difference. Versus when I don't do it. I mean, the way the day unfolds is dramatically different if I start it off with meditation. So I would like you all to try it out and let me know, share with me how you all think. And the other thing is, a lot of people tell me when I speak to them about meditation, they tell me that they just can't meditate. Their mind just can't sit still. Therefore, meditation is not for them. Now, I think it's the other way around. Meditation is especially important if our mind is restless. Yeah, it's extremely and by default we can all assume that we all have restless mind, because that is the nature of mind. Yeah, so but the more we engage with our senses, and the more we do not react immediately to every thought, we will be living a more mindful existence. And people like Dalai Lama and a lot of other very calm, charismatic people that we see, they have that in them. You can say anything to them and they can just look at you and they can smile, and that is such a powerful thing to do, because they have trained themselves over time to behave in such a way. So these are things that we can practice, guys. And that's all that I have for today. And do let me know how it goes for you guys, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Have a great Sunday, whatever that is left. Bye.